Everybody, Marcos Villegas standing here with Joel Diaz and your fighter Timothy Bradley getting a huge win over Juan Manuel Marquez. Bradley retaining his title and looking at the fight. It was very clear and apparent to me that Timmy made use of what other people have done against Marquez and really used movement, used the ring, and that really hurt Marquez in the fight, and it made it so Timmy got the counter puncher out of his game.
Right, that was the plan from the beginning. It was, use the speed, especially his feet. We focused a lot on the fight when he fought Mayweather. It helped us a lot. Tim was very, very fast on his feet, and the most important thing was we had to frustrate Marquez, and we did. We frustrated him in the early rounds, and when he was frustrated, all we had to do was just work with his work, and that was part of the plan. And then we made adjustments in the early rounds, in the middle rounds, and in the later rounds, and everything went as planned. Timothy followed the plan, and we executed it.
Looking at the fight, I saw Timmy doing Mayweather-esque type things, really using the shell to offset Marquez's right hand. He could really not time it well on Timmy because he was doing that. Talk to me about that as well. Coming into camp, coming into this fight, was the plan was to incorporate that throughout the whole fight?
Well, definitely. When you have the ability to do it, there's fighters that try to imitate, but Tim's always done it. He's always done it in camp. He's always done it in sparring, but we try to change the defense a little bit. But Tim, naturally, he can roll the shoulder and make you miss, keep you off his range. And one of the most important things was not let Marquez set. Don't fall into his traps. And then at points, we see that Marquez was attacking aggressive because he felt that he was already in trouble. He was getting frustrated. So what we're doing is, bringing us into the ropes, and then all of a sudden just lower down and step in and don't let him work. Marquez, when you close in the gap on him, he can't exchange because he's too tight. He can only exchange when you give him the medium distance. Either you have to be far out or close in, and that's what we did.
Looking at the decision, when the scorecards were read, what was going on through your mind, and were you getting a little bit worried that it might not go your way?
You know what? I never had a doubt it was going to go our way. It was just, the first score was, wow, they had Marquez winning. I sort of laughed for a little bit, but I said, you know what? It's okay. They give him one judge seen it his way, and I knew the other two were going to be in our side because, honestly, in the corner, I'm watching everything. I'm watching in my opposite corner, which is I was watching Nacho. Even Nacho was getting frustrated. And then listening to the people next to me, as far as the commentators, in the 7th round, going into the 8th, they had Timothy 6-1. And I said, okay, these guys, they're watching the right fight. And then I felt comfortable. I felt the first round, honestly, I can tell you, it was a very close round. But we always tend to give them the first and the second round to any opponent just to fill this distance and the timing. Timothy's strategy has always been, let's fill him out. The first and second round, let's give it to him. We got other rounds. And then we start working after that. That way we figure out what's going on in there. And that's what happened. After the fight, I had no doubt in my mind that we won the fight. But sometimes, man, with so much things there's in the business of the sport, I said maybe they'll give it a draw. What came into my mind, at one moment, I said, okay, they're going to give it a draw, and then they're going to try a rematch again. Marquez has been in a lot of rematches, so I said, okay, now we're falling into that plan of Marquez going into a rematch. It crossed my mind, but then I said, no, Timothy won clearly.
Looking at the post-fight press conference that was held, Nacho said some things in which he felt that Bradley's the only guy that he knows of that's undefeated but with 2 losses. Marquez coming in saying that he feels he won the fight. You having, in one aspect, a lot of respect to them as a trainer, as a fighter, and you guys coming in, telling them, like, hey, we respect them, a great fight, and even Timmy saying, I respect Marquez, he's a legend. And then hearing that, I would think it left kind of a sour taste in your mouth, but how'd you take that reaction from them, and give me your thoughts on that?
At one point after the Pacquiao fight, speaking to the judges that scored that fight, and myself, I can honestly tell you, every corner of that ring gives you a different view. Every single corner of that ring you're gonna see a different decision. I saw Tim winning the fight. I can tell you straight from the heart when the Pacquiao fight, because I was watching Tim come into the corner, and he was clean. He wasn't getting hit. I mean, I can see that Manny Pacquiao was exchanging with furies of punches, but he was only working 30 seconds of every round, and Timothy was the busier fighter. I mean, obviously, commentators influence the world of boxing, and after the fight, if you go back, I watched the Pacquiao-Bradley fight many times, and look at the fight after the fight is over. Everybody in Pacquiao's corner, you can see their faces. It was the faces of defeat. But once they started speaking like it was a robbery, and then they start getting that boost, like, okay, they robbed us, and then everything changed on us. And I sort of felt the same last night after winning the fight, coming into the press conference, and Nacho and Marquez bringing up that they felt they were robbed. You know what? I respect Nacho. I know him for many, many, many years. To me, he is a person to learn from as far as knowledge. And last night I was surprised, Honestly, if one day one of my fighters gets beat and I feel that we didn't get the fair decision, you know what? I'll walk away from it, because there's nothing's going to change it anymore. A loss is already a loss. As a man, I'll walk away and say, okay, we lost, we walk away. But I will never devaluate myself by trying to influence the world and saying he won. That's why I was very surprised that a man with so much knowledge and has been in the business for so long, said what he said yesterday, to try to influence the world of boxing by making them believe that they won the fight. That really threw me off. Like when he said that Tim Bradley is the only undefeated fighter with 2 losses. I mean, it really shocked me. It didn't bother me. I just said, you know what? The man that I have so much respect for, tonight, he showed me that he's a sore loser.
Looking at you as well, when you were talking to the media, talking to the press, you kind of got a little aggravated. I missed it, but I get the sense that just when Tim wins, he just doesn't get his dues.
It's every fight in this guy's career. I don't know what this kid needs to do to get a little bit of credit from the world of boxing. I mean, he is a very humble guy. He believes in God. I mean, he has a family. He's not a trouble kid. He just trains really, really hard to put in the work. And at the end of the day, when he puts in his work, I mean, he gets criticized instead of being congratulated. And that is hard. It's hard. And I know that it's tough for us Latinos, and it's basically us, the Latinos, the Mexican people, that do that, and they make you feel bad. Last night, I mean, the boos, the aggressions, a lot of people insulted him after the win, and I said it at one point, after this fight, either you're gonna love him or you're gonna hate him, for 2 reasons, because he's gonna beat Marquez. Either you're gonna like him because he beat Marquez, or you're gonna hate him because he beat Marquez. Obviously, he's a legend, he's a Hall of Famer, and I mean, the eras go, and there's new eras coming, and I think Tim is a new era of boxing.
I wish this promoter war wasn't going on, because I would love to see Timmy fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. I feel that his movement and his style would give Floyd a lot of problems, but there's one thing that does stick out of my mind, is that Tim fought a beautiful fight, and you guys put on a superb game plan, and he moved like I've never seen him move before. Excellent game planmanship, Joel, here, and we're going to go ahead and wrap off this interview. Once again, thanks for watching us over here at Fight Up TV. Marcos Villegas, Joel Diaz. Goodbye.